Have you ever been chilling in bed and your friend calls you and says, "Yo, get up. I need you to go get some milk." And you're like, "What? All right, whatever. I'm a nice person. I'm gonna go get him some milk." So you go to the store, you get him, some whole milk. Because who drinks 2%? All right, so you go take the milk back to him, right? And he goes, "No, no, 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 you dumb bitch. I was not talking about that. Get me some milk." All right. So you go back to the store and you go get him some 2% milk, right? So you bring back 2% milk. You look at him and you say, "Yo, that's the 2% milk," right? He's like, "Oh my gosh, no, I meant milk." So you go to the store, all right, and you get him the vegan milk, bro. All right. You bring it back and he just slaps you across the face and says, "No, I meant chocolate milk. I've been saying chocolate milk this whole time." So you get up, you don't do shit about it. You go back to the store, buy him his chocolate milk, bring it back to him. And you know what? You're thinking there, you're like, "Oh, yeah, the least he can do is give me a sip. The least he can do is give me one sip of milk." Nah, he doesn't even do that. He tells you, "No, you can have a sip of milk. No, go back to your room and go to sleep." And you say, "Yes." Now, a lot of y'all watching this video would take that. And I'm not hating. Well, now I'm hating. But I'm not hating. I'm just saying, like, you as a whole grown man needs to be able to operate like a whole grown man. Let me explain. When I was 17, right, I was not moving like a grown man, probably because I wasn't a grown man, but still, at that age, I wasn't even like self sufficient enough to actually like carry myself around. So people would just like tell me what to do, and I would just listen because, like, I don't know, like I was like, "Oh, well, I mean, I guess this is the way, right?" Because I knew nothing else. I didn't ever do my own research. I didn't ever learn things for myself. So I just let people walk all over me. So if you want to like get away from this like whole good boy stereotype of like this like stereotype of like not being respected, not being actually like cared about, I would say like the best thing to do is actually find value within yourself. Like actually make yourself valuable. Like in your own eyes is the most important one. That's the first one. I spent most of my life being like, "Oh yeah, I need to, oh yeah, I hope this person thinks I'm cool." I never actually sat down and looked at myself in the mirror and was like, "Dang, I wonder if I think I'm cool." And then I looked myself in the mirror and I was like, "No, I'm not cool. I'm fat." So I actually started working out and stopped being fat. And then my self respect went up. People started respecting me more because I wasn't walking around looking dumb and unrespectable. It's as simple as that. If you actually want people to respect you, you got to fully respect yourself. And to actually be able to do that, you got to make yourself a respectable person, right? And there's all this big culture now about sugarcoating things or whatever. But sometimes when you look at yourself, right? I'm not telling you to be a bully to other people. I'm talking to yourself. Always have self love or whatever, right? But you need to be honest with yourself, right? Like a month and a half ago, right? I've been bulking, and I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, "Yo, I low key got a little belly, right? I need to start running and stop sitting on the couch and eating tons of, eggs and protein shakes and all this crap and call it bulking. Because that's not bulking. That's just being a fat ass, right? So I was honest with myself and I got out there and actually did something and started running and lost the weight and got lean again. It's as simple as that. You need to be honest with yourself and not sugarcoat things, right? And that's like the first step of getting away from this whole like good boy stereotype of like not actually respecting yourself and not being a respectable person. Just being honest with yourself, seeing the flaws in yourself and actually fixing those flaws and actually like becoming the person that you want to be, not becoming the person that oh yeah, looking around at people like, "Oh yeah, that person's cool," or whatever. No, 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 looking at yourself and being like, "Yo, I'm pretty cool," right? You need honesty, okay? So, that was the first step to, ending that good boy stereotype. And I think that's like the main thing to doing it. So, if you learn anything from this video, it'd mean the world if you actually like subscribed or dropped a like, because like, I'm trying to get to 1,000 and I'm stuck at like 180 for like a million years, okay? And yeah, remember, it's only up from here.